Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Around South Jersey. My special guest tonight is Bill Horin, who is the Executive Director of Art C and does lots and lots of great things in the city of Millville. Bill, good to see you.
Thanks, Jim. Nice seeing you again, too.
You know, I got to tell you, this man's family is one of the best families you're ever going to find in the city. Tell them about some of your people. In fact, you just mentioned your cousin that went to Queen Diner.
Oh, well, yeah, no, I have my cousin Jim McCormick, my cousin Johnny, my cousin Steve Horin. Everybody seems to know them. I was the one that left town that nobody really knew about.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't know you till you came back.
I came back.
But I'm telling you, Steve was a coach, basketball coach, was a teacher. He did painting, I think, for me.
He was a painter.
Just a fabulous person. And the Tenbrook, or the McCormicks, my goodness. Jim McCormick, one of the best football players to ever play for Millville High School, is a phenomenal guy and is very active with the Thunderbolt Club and all those things. And I love Johnny McCormick. Unfortunately, John's had some back problems, but John had worked with me at SNJ today. And he did a lot of out beer sales or whatever for his career. But what a nice person, and just, you don't find him any better than the McCormicks and the Horns. So just wanted to tell you that's part of his family, and you got some really good family members there. So what took you out of town right away? Did you just graduate and go?
Well, I went to Sacred Heart. I didn't go to Millville High, and then I went to Cumberland County College, and I really wasn't interested in college. I kind of dropped out of college, and I ended up in the Army.
Oh, wow.
So that's when I was 19, I went into the service. So that's kind of what took me out of town. When I got out of the Army, I decided I wanted to do photography, and one thing led to another, and I ended up in Atlantic City working for the Atlantic City Press, and then I worked for magazines and did my own commercial work. So that kind of what took me to I went to the shore area mostly. Atlantic City, Linwood, Northfield, that kind of thing.
Oh, nice area to go to.
It was good.
Well, you know something, Bill personifies what I kept telling my students, do what you love. I mean, you know, like when I graduated college, I always wanted to be a radio announcer. I went and got a job at WWBZ, didn't make any money, $1.65 an hour in '68, but you do it because you love it. So I taught all day, and I do radio at nighttime. So I had an income, and then I had fun time. And, you know, that's what it's all about. Honestly, because you do it for the rest of your life, and you want to enjoy what you do. And, Bill, you love what you do, and you're able to share that love with a lot of different people. And we're going to talk about some of the great things you've done for the city of Millville. One of the things, tell us about you're highlighting different businesses.
We started doing a couple years ago when I was doing the contract with the city of Millville. I suggested, why don't we do something with small businesses? I get the focus on large businesses. I get the fact that we need to draw them into town, and all. That's great. But keeping small businesses in town, helping them build up their customers, but recognizing people like yourself. I mean, you're one of our small business profiles that we're doing. People that have been doing this for a long time. I mean, so now I'm doing them with Howard City Development Corporation.
That's a great organization.
Yeah,
Heather Garrison's there, Heather Santoro. I mean, they're good women. They really do a great job.
Right, and they saw the value in what we were doing and said, we're going to hire you to do 10 more. So we started working on. The first one we did was BJ Roasters.
Oh, I love Julie.
And when I walked in, it was funny.
She is.
Yeah,
beautiful picture.
When I walked in the door to say, hey, I'm here, I'm going to be doing a business, she goes, I know who you are. What took you so long? She goes, I've been here forever.
She has.
And she was so much fun to work with. But if you notice, if you go to the next slide, that these things get
look at the
interactions and the response to these has just been amazing. I mean, this one got
almost 42,000 views, Bill.
Views.
Wow.
But it also got 331 likes. But the other big thing is shares, 69 shares.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
So people are seeing this and going, I'm going to share this with my people. So it really picks up steam, and it gets the word out there about some of these great businesses that we have in the city of Millville, and how much then the stories are about how the owners overcame things, how they started their business. There's quotes in there and why they came to Millville, why they stayed in Millville. And I really enjoy doing them. I get to meet a lot of people that I never would have met. I actually got to eat that plate of chicken wings.
Boy, she does a great job there, too.
She said, "You got to take them with you." I said, "Well, I really?" She goes, "Yeah, I made them for you." And I'm like, "Okay." So part of doing this is not only I have fun photographing these people, telling their story, but it also introduces me to some of the people in Millville that I may not have met otherwise or I didn't quite know about.
Right.
It may be a business that I wouldn't normally visit or that I hadn't known about. Some of the others we just did. On Friday, I'm walking around on ice trying not to fall.
Bless you.
So we're doing one on CU Morris River. So that's not only are we doing a profile on them, we're doing a documentary on them to show at the film festival next year. What a great organization. And they're sharing with me all these different pages on their website about information about all the tributaries in the river and everything that goes along with that and what they do for, the preservation and wildlife. And they're just amazing people. And they have events all the time. I mean, I'm looking forward. Part of what we're going to be doing is filming some of the events that they do so that we can feature them in the documentary.
Oh, that's super.
And they're also involved with artists and other people. So I feel very fortunate that they're actually my neighbors.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
live in the
Offices,
apartment
yeah.
right next to them. And Jane and everybody there, they're all such good people. And I'm really excited about that documentary. I think it's going to be great. It's going to get a great turnout. And we're going to be showing it at the Levoy Theater, of course.
That's fantastic.
So I'm really looking forward to that. And then some of the other ones, like I said, I went out Friday, walked on the ice and tried to not fall.
God bless you.
I got to take a picture of Jackie Sandra Greenwell, who's a friend of mine, the Clay College. They do such amazing stuff there. It's such an amazing facility, and it doesn't get the recognition that it deserves.
No, you're right.
And it doesn't get enough people out. I mean, they have events there. I go to gallery openings there that are like New York. And
Wow.
they are. The quality of what they're doing there is freaking amazing. And it's like getting the word out, getting people to come there. That's a big part of what we're trying to do with these profiles and with the marketing and stuff. There's another one that I did, I think, next China Walk. They got great food. They're great people. There's just so many places in Millville that, they work really hard. They do so much. So I'm always happy to be able to meet with these people and just share their stories.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that people don't realize. When you can share the story of an owner or a business and kind of the background that goes with it, it makes it more interesting. It makes people want to come to town to go to those businesses.
Yeah.
So we created a website. I'm not sure it's the next slide or not. The next one probably is Heather Garrison. No, the Millville. So we took over the website from Marianne Lodes, as you know.
Yes, right.
It was Glasstown Arts District. And when she was retiring, I said, well, what's going to happen to the website? She said, well, we're just going to let it go. We're going to give it up. So I said, you know what? It's really a decent website. It needs to be updated a lot. It needs to be added to quite a bit. So we spent a lot of time and money, taking this website and adding all these different categories to it, adding all the different events and everything to it. And if you're coming to Millville, this site has everything on it that you would need to know about. And if you go to the next slide, you'll see that we have an events calendar that we update.
Oh, wow, that's great.
We update regularly. One of the problems, everybody says, well, we got an events calendar. Yeah, but you don't pursue people to put events on it. People don't the only people that put events anywhere are the Levoy Theater. They're really good about it. But Millville has events all over town. There's so many places that are having different events that I want to know about them.
Sure.
I mean,
Got the Eagle Festival this Saturday.
that's just a couple. There's pages and pages of events on this thing.
Wow.
And like I said, I have a woman who updates it. She looks for the events, she calls people, Formulates the pages, does everything needed to keep this thing going. So this is another thing that we keep working on, and then we can keep moving forward. So we highlight different things, like we change this every now and then, and we'll highlight different events or different organizations. The sports park, their events. We got CU Morris River that we're working on. They have pages of information. The Levoy Theater, of course, which I do a lot of work with the Levoy. I love working with the Levoy. I mean, the stuff they're doing is amazing. Then we come back. This is the small business profiles we were just talking about. We feature them on this page, and if you click on one of the links, you can see all the information. I think the next one, and then if you go to the next page.
See this guy on the left-hand side up here, Bob Connor, William R. Mintz Agency? I don't know what we would do here at Channel 22 without his support. Wherever we ask for kids, for schools, for anything that's good for the city of Millville, I'm in, Jim. And I'm excited tonight because we're going to, I think, Ryan, show his new commercial. Yep. Okay, we're going to take a break, and Bob has a brand new commercial. I haven't seen it yet, so I'm excited to see it. We'll be back with Bill Horin to talk more about the great things he's doing right after this message.
For decades, our dad has been a steady, trusted voice here at Mintz Insurance, helping neighbors, not just clients, protect what matters most.
As Dad steps into retirement, one thing stays the same: our commitment to this community.
We're proud to be independent, rooted right here in Millville. No call centers, no runaround, just real people ready to help, just like Dad always did.
Mintz Insurance, built on trust, proud of our past, and ready for what's next.
Welcome back to Around South Jersey. Nice commercial, Bob and Rob and Jay and everybody that's there. Of course, this is something that's important too, folks. Think about it. Who's putting the kids' games on TV? Bob Connor. So when it's time to do insurance, why don't you support somebody that's supporting your kids, supporting the programs, whatever. In fact, he's sponsoring the Chamber Luncheon, where the mayor is going to make the address to the city. You'll all be able to see that because of Bob Connor and William R. Mintz Agency. And he's got super staff. My goodness, you couldn't ask for nicer people. And, I guess you did a profile on him?
We did a profile on him, and he's also one of the sponsors of the Cut Film Festival.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean.
And without people like Bob, I don't know how. We do it on a shoestring budget, and he's been great, absolutely great.
Well, next to Bob is a place that is phenomenal, Mission Spirits. Have you been there, Bill?
Oh my God, we have our after parties there.
Yeah,
we do a lot with Mission Spirits. So all these people, we got a lot of people in Millville that have supported us with stuff that we're doing, and we want to support them the same.
Boy, here's a place that's been here forever. My God, it's wonderful. It's the OK Watch Shop.
That was the first profile I did.
I remember seeing that.
And I walked in, and he was busy. He goes, "You're going to have to wait till I'm done being busy." So I waited. Finally, I got to do this quick picture, and we did a story, and it got so much response.
Yeah.
Unbelievable response. The guy is so well known in Millville. It's like crazy.
And what he does is so great, and it's reasonable. Whatever you need done. And a lot of times, like I need a watch band made a little smaller, he'll do that. If it breaks, he'll fix it. And whatever you want, they do it, and it's real reasonable.
We've done 27 of these profiles, so if I put them all up there, everybody.
Yeah.
And you're going to have a story about everybody that's on our list. So this is the page on our website where you can see but if you click on, let's say you clicked on Razor's Edge.
Yep.
It gives you their hours, it gives you the story that goes along with it, email, phone number, all the information you would need if you want to go visit that particular store. So we do that for every one of the profiles.
That's really nice.
And then we have pages, we have one on nature. I went 6 weeks and photographed all the parks,
wow,
all the lake, every place, because there weren't any really good photos that I could find that would show they're beautiful. There's so many beautiful spots. So I spent 6 weeks photographing all this.
Wow.
And they're all on the website, except the sports park had photos. I got photos from them. They do a good job with some of their photos. And then the arts, and this is just the tip of the page. There's all the arts in Millville are listed here. So all this stuff is on the website. And our goal is to keep updating and maintaining this and getting it out there so people coming to Millville or even live in Millville. We got a page, it's not on, I don't have it here. It says eat and drink. If I'm looking for some place to eat, I go to my own website, and all the places in Millville that are existing right now are listed. And hopefully we'll be able to put Capone's up there soon. I don't know when they're opening, but that's coming pretty soon, I'm assuming.
I would hope.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
we're hearing.
Yeah.
So the other thing that we're going to do next, we have a tech guy. We're going to make it, there's going to be a section for downtown Millville. And if something is downtown, it's going to have a little green thing that says downtown Millville, so you know it's a downtown business. Because right now on the site, we don't have a page specifically for downtown Millville. And since we're trying to do more things with downtown Millville, and we're trying to do a committee to help downtown Millville, I think it's important to make it clear what's in downtown Millville. So that's something that we're going to be adding hopefully in the next few months. I'm reaching out to a few places for sponsorships and for grant money so that we can keep doing this kind of stuff. And this is, if you want to get to the website, I bought 3 different URLs to make it easy.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
You can go to Visit Millville NJ, visitmillville.com, discovermillville.com. They'll all take you to the website. And it helps, too, when people are coming into town.
Yeah.
I've had friends come into town and said, yeah, we looked at your website to make sure, see what's going on,
Yeah.
to see where to go, what
Yeah.
to do.
That's wonderful.
So this makes it easier with having the 3 different things that link right to the website. I don't know what's next on this. Our film festival. So this is our new look. This is our new promotion piece. We're going to make posters out of it. We're going to make all kinds of stuff out of this new. I wanted a simple look this year. I wanted something to catch your eye and make it easy to know that it's the Cut International Short Film Festival. It's our 5th year.
Wow.
That's a long, I gotta tell you,
Sure does.
the hardest thing I've ever done in my life is start a film festival.
I bet.
My thing is, whenever I start something, I think, how hard can it be? Well, guess what?
This is real tough.
Just about every time I say, how hard can it be, it turns out to be difficult. If it weren't, everybody in the world would be doing it. So we've been fortunate that we've been able to maintain it, to bring in some really exceptional filmmakers. If you look on Film Fest, there's a Film Freeway, and there's comments about our film festival from filmmakers, and they rave about it. They think our film festival is like really good. So I'm looking forward to doing it again. I hope we keep getting the support we've gotten from the city of Millville. I think it's important. I think it's great. Millville has a lot of events, and they're all family-oriented. But sometimes you need something that's for people other than just the family events, something that people would enjoy. So we make it free. The
Wow.
film festival
Holy cow.
on Saturday
Okay.
is free to anyone who lives in Millville. If you're a Millville resident, you do not have to pay to go to our film festival.
That's really nice.
So it's a great thing. We get good turnouts. I want better turnouts. We're working on different things we can do to make it special. We're going to be honoring an actor at this one. I can't say who it is yet because we're still waiting for a response, but we're going to do something where we have a little more hook. Getting people to come to Millville just for a film festival is a challenge, but we've
Yeah.
been able to do it. And the documentaries, the one we did on the Levoy, for example, last year, got a really good turnout, but it's also been playing in different locations, and it's getting a great response. It's going to win awards.
Oh, that's super.
So I'm very proud of that, and I'm happy with some of the other ones we've done. And we're going to be putting those on our There's More to Millville website. The Millville one, the one on Wheaton Glass called Shattered, the one on Pat Witt, The Art Spirit. the one we're doing on C, they'll all be on the website so people can see what's going on in Millville. Some of the and these are, I think we do a pretty good documentary.
I'm sure. Yeah, that's fantastic. And speaking of the Levoy, this was an interesting thing that happened the other day.
Oh,
In
that's
fact,
our old logo.
Bill and I were talking about how much we love the Queen Diner. And last time I was at the Queen, I happened to look near the register, and here's a picture of Yilmaz, who's the owner, super guy, with Sinbad. I thought, oh my God, that's the night I had dinner with Sinbad at the Queen Diner for about an hour and a half. And what a fantastic guy, just the nicest person. What I liked about his comedy was it was clean. He did a lot on ADD and that type of stuff, which was cute because I understand that. But just phenomenal person. His son was with him. A couple of his people that work with him were there. And we had a great meal. And Yilmaz was smart enough to get a picture. I have a picture of him too. So I saw that. That was coming up, I think it was like 8 years ago on Facebook. So I put that out there. Got a lot of response that people enjoyed that. But that's because of the Levoy. And the other thing that I got to tell you, Levoy really, I got to perform with Martin Short at the Levoy Theater. I got to sit on stage with him. I was a straight man, and he was ripping me up, and we had a good time. It was fun.
I'm fortunate that I get to go to a lot of the events and performances at the Levoy. I do a lot of photography and video for them, so I have something, And I had a meeting with Lauren Van Ebden last week. We're bringing another event to town. We're going to honor the arts of South Jersey. We're going to give awards out to the arts because nobody really gives recognition to the fantastic arts we have in South Jersey.
Yeah, you're right.
So it's going to be performing arts and visual arts.
Oh, that's super.
And Lauren and I are both working together on this project. So we're working on getting a name host.
That's good.
For the event, so that make it really cool. So there's one more thing that we're bringing into Millville
That's
at
fantastic.
the Levoy.
Yeah.
And
That's
as you said, so when you were at the Queen Diner that night, did you get the eggplant parmesan? Was that your?
I don't. That's my favorite. I just got.
I was going to say, I could have sworn I
just
saw you there eating eggplant parmesan. I could be wrong.
I don't remember what I had with Sinbad.
Okay.
But it was good. And Bill and I were talking about how much we love the Queen. And Yilmaz has been phenomenal to us here at Channel 22 and is just such a nice guy. And they're celebrating their 30th anniversary at the Queen Diner. And just great people, Yilmaz, Mehmed, everybody that's there, the cook, the waitresses, they're very, very nice. And what I like about it, I was saying the other day, in fact, I went in with Fred Melendez. He and I went in and had dinner recently. The dinner for the two of us, folks. Now, this is soup or salad, entree, and dessert. We both had that. I think I had soup, he had salad, but basically it's soup or salad, the entree, which is your protein, whatever you want, and potato and vegetable, that's what I usually get. And the dessert, you get a choice of pudding or jello. All of that for two of us with tax was $34. $34 for two people, full course meal. I mean, you can't beat it. And it was delicious. It really was. I had turkey that night. It was very good. So, we're lucky to have them in Millville because there aren't a lot of places to eat in Millville right now, since Winfield's closed up. But hopefully Capone's will open sometime in the next 6 months or so. And, we'll have that to go to as well.
I have to say, I live downtown Millville. As you know, I live right on Main Street, right on High and Main. And I never have trouble finding. I mean, the Queen's my favorite. I go there quite a bit. But El Guacamole, the Ore House, Wildflowers. Yeah. I go to Manny's if I'm hungry for wings and a pizza, or Bruni. I mean, there's quite a few places.
I love Bruni's. Oh my gosh, his burgers are super.
Yeah, so there's a lot going on, and there's going to be more. I honestly believe that we do have more coming into town. Capone's will be one, but I think others are going to follow.
Yeah, I think
and
so.
then we
too.
were talking about there's places like Mission Spirits and other places to go hang out and have a drink or whatever.
And another place that's not on High Street but does a fabulous job is Sidelines. Teddy Lambert does, and this is a cute story. I don't know if you know Larry Malone.
Yeah, I do.
Well, Larry's a friend of mine. One time Larry was saying, Jim, when you go to Sidelines, you got to order the tuna BLT. I said, oh, okay. So what they do, to Teddy's credit, you get a nice piece of real tuna, cooked tuna, not tuna fish, chopped up. So you have the piece of tuna, and you have the lettuce and tomato and bacon on it. It is phenomenal. It's like, oh my God. But the nice thing too that Teddy does is he helps run fundraisers for organizations. I know the Green Flag Committee is going to have a fundraiser there, and Teddy kicks in quite a bit to help in the fundraiser. So he's done a fabulous job. Of course, they're on West Main Street, Wawa. But again, we're lucky. We're talking with Bill Horin, who's from Arts C, about all the great businesses downtown Millville, and we'll do more of that right after these messages.
More than a century ago, General Tire was born, right here in America. Since then, we've made a name for ourselves by making tires you can depend on. Tires built to handle any road this country can throw at them, and relied on by every kind of driver. So you know that no matter where life takes you, with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
Hey, check this out. Hernia repair. Ain't nothing, man. Kidney surgery. That's nothing. Gallbladder removal.
That's nothing. Spinal repair. I don't see nothing.
Exactly.
Minimally invasive robotic surgery at Inspira Health. Scar so small, it's almost like nothing ever happened.
Are you just part of the crowd?
For over 90 years, Mintz Insurance has protected what matters most: families, businesses, and futures. Born in South Jersey, we've weathered storms, celebrated milestones, and stood strong with our community every single step of the way. Rooted in tradition, but always moving forward, we invest in the latest technology to deliver faster, smarter coverage solutions without losing that personal touch. Because trust isn't built overnight, it is earned. One policy, one promise, one person at a time.
Many people treat their health like a game. With the Complete Care Health Network, it's easy to start your healthcare journey. Our mental health services focus on the emotions and behaviors that affect your overall well-being and features psychiatric, counseling, and addiction services, including our exclusive Fresh Start program, designed to help combat the opioid epidemic in our communities, plus all the other specialties you expect from Complete Care. Level up your health with us. The Complete Care Health Network. No games, just great healthcare for everyone.
Welcome back to Around South Jersey. Jim Quinn along with Bill Horin, Executive Director of Arts C. And Bill, speaking of the arts, I was blessed when I was the mayor in the early 2000s. We came up with the idea of putting in an arts district. We got 14 pioneer artists that came on board with us at that point in time. And two, I guess, key people are still here is Mary Ann and Jean Cannon. They have the Village on High. And what wonderful people they are. And they've helped keep the arts district alive. Of course, we've got Pat Witt, who's a super person. I think you're going to have her on sometime, right?
Well, you just segued into something that I was going to talk
There you
about.
go.
So, as part of working with Holly City Development Corporation, they hired us to do a video about the arts of Millville. With a focus, we're going to focus on downtown, but you've got to introduce. There's a lot of. I mean, you got Wheaton Arts, you got Skitch, you've got the Barn Studio of Art. So there's a lot of art still happening in Millville. So we're going to be doing a video. We're actually meeting with them this week to go over the shot list for it and talk about how we're going to handle it and make it. We want it to be really cool and really interesting so that people will watch it and realize there's still a lot of good art. But you're right, there were a lot of pioneer artists in Millville. They came into town. One of the things is that artists need to sell art.
Bill, that's a good point, because what happened was in 2008, the economy hit the skids, and people didn't have the money to go buy the artwork, right. And that's what we lost a lot of the pioneer artists.
So you lost a pioneer artist, and I mean, people came into town, and I love Third Fridays. And, you drink the wine, you eat the hors d'oeuvres and everything else.
You just got to be careful of not getting shot.
Well,
that was not a good Third Friday.
That's happens in all kinds of cities. It's not a good thing, no. So one of the things that we came up with, too, which is next is the Downtown Millville Committee, stepping up. That's actually just a clip art that I used for the first meeting. So we had a meeting, and you were gracious enough to film it for us. One of the things we're trying to do is collaborate, hopefully with the city of Millville. I still want to talk to the mayor, and I know that you're trying to set that up so I can talk with him. But we have a lot of good people and businesses and ideas on how to bring customers and do more branding for downtown Millville. It's a challenge. Millville gets a bad reputation, and you mentioned one of the reasons why. But there are a lot of people in town who want to see downtown Millville succeed. They want to see less, empty businesses, empty storefronts. They want to see it safer. Yeah. They want to see people come in and actually buy things. And the thing with downtown Millville, like I've been doing these profiles, I go into a lot of businesses. Some of them don't rely on foot traffic or people coming into downtown. They survive on what they're doing, and they do very well. But there's a lot of businesses that need the foot traffic to come downtown. They need people that are going to walk the streets and actually visit. And there's a lot of successful. I keep hearing nobody goes downtown. Yet I go to Levoy.
Oh, baby.
And I go to events that you can't get a seat.
Yeah. In fact, the other night they were sold out, 300 seats.
Sold out.
Isn't that amazing?
Sold out. There were 3 empty seats in the whole place because people probably had the flu.
Yeah.
And then I walked past El Guacamole. There were people waiting to get seats in there.
Yeah.
So people are going. I go to events at the Renaissance Center.
Yep.
They have an opening. There's a lot of people. So there are businesses that are doing well. And there are people coming to Millville, but it's not as often as we should get it, and it's not as many places. So the Downtown Millville Committee, hopefully we can work with the city. I'm hoping the city doesn't just say, oh, we can do that ourselves, don't worry about it. I think they need a lot of the grassroots people that are involved in this kind of stuff. I think there's people like me who bring certain skills to the table.
Yeah.
And it's something I've done for other cities. I've done it with Ocean City. I've done it with Atlantic City. I'd like to be part of it, and I'm not. But, you got to have people that want you to be involved, and we're hoping that happens. But there's a good group of people. We've got a great committee, and we're looking. I was just asked today, when's our next meeting? So hopefully I'll get to talk with the mayor or somebody and see if we can work together on this kind of stuff.
Well, I got to tell you, I love the mayor. We've built a great relationship, and I see a lot of good things in him that I also brought to the table. He's a great personality. He's a salesman. He has time to put in, which I did too, and just very, very good person. In fact, he's already bringing in millions of dollars of things that are going to happen out near the airport. And I'd like the entire city commission, and I've said this before, thank you, Millville voters. You put 5 good people in. Rick Cott, super person. Everybody loves Carol Kosovo. My God, that woman is loved by all. And Marissa Ranella, I like her. We've talked on the phone. I don't know her real well. But the thing I like about her, Bill, is she's a night owl, so we could talk later at nighttime. And then the other person used to be an employee here, Sherman Taylor. When he was 15, he worked for me here in this building. And he's in charge of public safety. He's got 30-some years in that field, and just really good people. So I think you'll find that they will, once they know what's going on and they understand this, I can't see them not wanting to work with you. You bring so much to the table, Bill. And, just what you did the other night at the Levoy. What was that thing called, the organization, when we videotaped it?
The Downtown Millville thing?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and that was last month we did that, and we're looking to do it again, and I'm involved with a lot of different things. And Jim, if you support them, I trust you, And I'm hoping that they do exactly what you said they're going to do. And I think you need people, all kinds of people, to be part of this.
Exactly. Yeah.
There's talent in this. I've seen good people leave Millville, talented people, because they didn't feel like there was room for them. So I'm not going anywhere. I'm trying to keep doing what I'm doing.
Yeah. Well, and you're good at what you do, to your credit, and we're lucky to have you, Bill. And like I say, he comes from a fantastic family, great people, and they really care about the community. They really, truly do, and have always. So, you certainly bring to the table an awful lot of wonderful things that we can benefit. I mean, just looking tonight at the things that you've already highlighted, some of the businesses and things like that. And it's funny because Julie at BJ Roasters is a sweetheart, and she's related to Mayor Finucci. So he comes down, of course, and purchases stuff. And when we do the show, he's always talking about Julie and the great wings she puts out. In fact, she'll be busier than the heck this weekend because Super Bowl Sunday.
Super Bowl Sunday.
I don't know
yeah.
if it's this week, maybe it's next weekend. But she'll
No,
be,
it's this coming.
Is it?
Yeah.
I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
The Eagles didn't make it. This is interesting. I'm so proud of my oldest son, Gary. He's vice president of NBC Sports. And I don't know, not the last time the Eagles played in the Super Bowl, but the time before that, NBC carried it. It was out in Minnesota, in Minneapolis. And he and I and my son and my grandson all got to go to the event, and it didn't cost us anything because NBC was there and picked up the tab for us. But he's got NBC Sports has a Super Bowl this year too. And unfortunately for my son Gary, he's also in charge of running the Winter Olympics. So that sort of conflicts, so he couldn't go out to the Super Bowl because he's spending the next 30 days working on the Winter Olympics.
Oh, poor guy.
Yeah, it's not easy to do. But and I'm so proud.
That's a great gig.
He really he graduated from West Virginia University, got his master's degree there, and went to NBC for an internship, and they just loved him, and he's been there ever since. He's vice president. He's doing very, very well. But it's really nice that West Virginia University thinks very highly of him. He's one of their most successful graduates, obviously. So graduation coming up this May, he's the featured speaker. So I mean, he gets that honor.
Oh my God!
As well,
you should be very proud.
I am. He's just the best young man you'd ever want to meet. But he's a Millville graduate, Millville High School, and he played baseball there, and then he went to Montclair State College. And then he graduated, and he was working with me in the business, and radio business wasn't making much money, so I got him a job with the county. And one Sunday we were sitting at the house, and he said, "Dad, I love the people I work with, but I'm bored with the job." I said, "Well, what do you want to do?" He says, "I'd like to get into sports management." So I said, "Well, you're single, yeah, let's get you there." So we got him into West Virginia, and the rest has been fabulous. For him, great success that he's had there. And something I want to mention, and I think the Thunderbolt Club is a great example. And Bob Connor, thank you for your support of the Thunderbolt Club as well. What the Thunderbolt Club does is it gives the limelight to the Jim McCormicks. The people that were fabulous athletes in Millville are in the Hall of Fame. And I've often said, and I know Tony Cerise and I have talked about this, why doesn't Millville High School have a Hall of Fame? Obviously, we all know Mike Trout went there, but the Fenton kid was the singer, Graham Fenton. There's a lot, and my son Gary. There's a lot of people who've come out of Millville High School that are very, very successful. And Bridgeton, God bless them, they do a fabulous job. You go in as you go in walk into Bridgeton High School, on the left-hand side is all of their Hall of Fame people that they put in. There's information on them. It's just a wonderful job, and I'm just disappointed that Millville hasn't picked up on that. And like Tony and I have talked about it, and maybe they will someday. But I think there are a lot of other people besides Gary, Fenton Appleby, or Fenton, not Appleby, but Fenton Graham, that are out there that deserve to be recognized. And have them come down, honor them, have a nice program for them and things like that, because we do. And you're doing a great job highlighting the business people, the people that put their money into downtown Millville, Bill. Thank you for that.
I have to ask you, I wanted you to tell the story. We have two really good writers doing these business profiles. Both of them are professionals, Rob Lehman, who worked for the Atlantic City Press. He's worked for magazines. He interviewed you.
Yeah.
And in your story, you talk about Elvis Presley's son.
Yeah.
You explained to me, because I'm thinking, Elvis didn't have a son. What the
Yeah.
hell? So explain to people, because I'm going to leave it in.
Okay.
So
Well,
explain why Elvis Presley had a son.
A lot of people, if you Google it, it'll say it's not true or whatever. But I've met him, and we've talked, and he talked about everything that happened and what he was saying. There apparently were 5 illegitimate kids that Elvis had, which is not unusual because Elvis was a handsome man, and I'm sure women wanted to be with him. And during that period of time, his mother's name was Mary. I forget her last name, but that's where he was Elvis's son by this Mary. And he claims there's like 5, I believe, throughout the country, but whatever. But he looks like Elvis, he sings like Elvis, and he's just such a nice guy. And I was telling Bill, my God, I'm sure you'll see the show. We show it from time to time. He's 69 years old. He looks like he's 50. Just fabulous person. And he talks about meeting Dad out in Vegas, and they did something together and all these things. But if you go Google it, it says it's not true. So, I trust him.
It's staying in the profile, Jim. Now that you explained it,
Yeah.
I have no reason to take it out.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I was telling Bob, his writer, that was one of the highlights of having him on with me was really. And another person I had, and I didn't tell Rob about it, but was Diane Allen. She took over for Jessica Savage when Jessica got out of the Philadelphia market. Diane was the news anchor and personality for, I don't know, NBC or Channel 10 or whatever. And anyway, Diane became the state senator as well. So I had her on, and just a lovely person. And it was funny, she and I had something in common. She also went to Glassboro. She graduated, and like me, she went and worked for a radio station. She went to the one in Mount Holly. I don't know what the call letters were, but that's where she's working. She made minimum wage. And then eventually she got into show business and did very, very well. But it was so neat to hear her story, and it's just really neat to have people like that I've had on. And talking about the Levoy and people that were there, I don't know if you happened to be there. The one night they had Amazing Kreskin was there.
No, I missed
he
that.
He was phenomenal.
That was before my time.
That's true. They actually hid his check, and he went outside when they were hiding the check, so he couldn't be sneaky peeks or anything like that. And they hid it in a Skittles box. And that son of a gun found it. He found the check, however he did it. But the nice thing that I liked what he said, and I was the mayor, I think at the time, or the vice mayor, he said, the Levoy is one of the finest auditorium film, theaters that he's performed in, and he's performed all over the country. And I thought that is really nice of him to say. He didn't have to say that, but again, coming back to what you said, Bill, when I drive downtown on an evening and there's cars everywhere, I say, thank God for the Levoy, And
when we do the film festival and people had never been there before, I love watching them come in the door and walk into the theater and go, oh my God, because it is so impressive.
It is, isn't it?
I do want to bring one thing up. I think I'm going to get a chance to do a show you said about Pat
Absolutely.
Witt.
Anytime you want.
Well, is it Wednesday night I'm doing this? Remember you had mentioned it.
Well, I've got to check with Ryan on his availability.
I just want to mention Pat Witt is going to be 99 years old next week.
Wow, that's fabulous. What a sweetheart.
And Pat is still a big force behind the Barnes Studio of Art. An amazing woman. They're having their fundraiser coming up in March, which I always go to and photograph and do stuff for. So I just want to give a shout out tonight and just say hopefully we get to do a show and talk about what a fantastic woman and what a great career and how many lives she's affected, not only in Millville, but in all of South Jersey.
Exactly.
And when we did a book on her, I mean, the stories, everybody has a story about Pat Witt.
She's a sweetheart.
So
She really is.
I just want to thank Pat for being such a great supporter. She's been inspirational to me. There's days where I'm thinking, what the heck am I doing here? And I'll talk to Pat and she'll give me a pep talk. And she's just a great friend and I'm happy for her.
She's a sweetheart. We'll be back to wrap up our program today with Bill Horin from Art C right after these messages.
The most important decisions a family can make are usually made around the kitchen table. At DeMarco Luisi Funeral Home, we believe pre-planning and the difficult decisions you face with the loss of a loved one should also be made around the comfort of a table, like a family. Our friendly, kind, and compassionate staff is committed to helping you get through this most difficult time. In your time of need, trust DeMarco Luisi Funeral Home, Vineland.
We're all looking for God. All the signs point to, there is really a God. We try to find Him in all kinds of ways, in all kinds of places, and through all kinds of things. But there's only one way to find Him. That's by personal experience with Him. Come visit us this Sunday. We can introduce you to Him. New Life Church, Millville, New Jersey.
For generations, Mintz Insurance has stood for trust, resilience, and community. And today, that legacy continues. This new generation brings fresh energy and enthusiasm to the same personalized, dependable service and ability to deliver that our clients have known for over 90 years. From Main Street to your street, we're here, local, loyal, and looking ahead.
For decades, our dad has been a steady, trusted voice here at Mintz Insurance, helping neighbors, not just clients, protect what matters most.
As Dad steps into retirement, one thing stays the same: our commitment to this community.
We're proud to be independent, rooted right here in Millville. No call centers, no runaround, just real people ready to help, just like Dad always did.
Mintz Insurance, built on trust, proud of our past, and ready for what's next.
Welcome back to Around South Jersey. My special guest is Bill Horin, Executive Director of Art C. And Bill, tell us what we're going to see now.
Well, I created this little slideshow because when I was doing the social media for City, I got to photograph a lot of events. This is also business profiles. So I just wanted something to kind of highlight and show what was going on in Millville last year and how it was covered. I think Millville does a great job with having a lot going on. I think there's a lot more in Millville than people realize, and especially, like I said, with the businesses and all the different events all over town. The beginning of this is a lot of the profiles. That's Eric from Wildflower,
I love Eric.
Yeah, he's a good friend.
She's a sweetheart.
Diane from the Renaissance Center, we do a lot with them. There's El Guacamole, so we've used that picture for a lot of different things. Tina. So the idea was just to give a little bit of a rundown of some of the things that we photographed, the library. He's in my building, Dr. Jaquette.
Oh, that's right. He's the
High Street Market, which she's been great. I don't know if you've dealt with her. Have you talked to her yet?
No, I know where she is.
Yeah, she's doing a great job over there.
Super.
And then some of the other stuff in businesses and, the murals and everything. So I've been photographing for the last 3 years. I go out and photograph a lot of things in Millville and try to capture a feel of what's happening. That's I do a lot at the Levoy. That was Taylor Dane. I think their kids program, their education
it's fabulous,
program.
Isn't it? Oh my goodness, yes.
When they have those 3-week camps, and then they do a performance, I'm thinking, how do these kids do that in 3 weeks?
Yeah.
I mean, I was in a play once. I had like 10 lines, and I couldn't. I'm like, remembering 10 lines was the hardest thing I ever did in my life. And these kids get up there and do a whole play and get right through it, and it's incredible. So I think that's one of the things that maybe doesn't get enough recognition from outside of Millville is the quality of the theater education.
Yeah.
The arts and education that the Levoy is presenting. To me, it's just it keeps growing. It
The
keeps
murals
getting
are
better.
really nice. That's
The murals.
next door.
So I think I mentioned before that we're doing a video about the arts of Millville for the Hollywood City Development Corporation. So there'll be some of the murals in there. There'll be all the different businesses and places that feature arts, because the arts are still an important part of Millville. I
Yeah,
know
sure
a lot of
are.
times they would say to me, well, you spend too much time on the arts. Well, I've never charged for doing the arts, but I still think the arts bring a lot of people into town.
Yep.
And I think, for example, do you ever go out to Wheaton Arts anymore?
Sure. Yep.
I go into their glass museum.
It's amazing, isn't it?
That's one of the best in the country.
Yeah. It's fabulous. I was just there a few months ago.
And it's like, I want to see more people experiencing that.
Yep.
And then they got that general store, which I hadn't been in years. And I went in there for an event, and I'm like, this is so cool.
Isn't it, though? Yeah.
So, and then you got so much glass art. You got Skitch doing his thing.
Yeah.
You've got Carlisle doing their thing. So there's some really good glass art going on. The Barnes Studio of Art, of
Yeah.
course.
Yep.
They're still having classes and teaching all these students and sending them out in the world with all this knowledge about art. So it's one of the things that I'm really looking forward to is doing this video. And then, of course, it'll feature the Levoy and
Yeah.
Danielle's place on High Street and the Renaissance Center and the Village on High. And then again, there's also the Arts Innovation Center. I just did a picture of Jackie at the Clay College there. They have great stuff going on there. So there's all kinds of things going on. So this was, like I said, this is 1 year of just some of the images I was able to capture. That's Carol from the Barnes Studio of Art.
Yeah.
She's the executive director. It's Pat's daughter. There's Wildflowers.
Love it.
They had a model thing over at the Renaissance Center. That was really fun show to photograph at the Levoy. I mean, the Vampire Circus, they call it. So I think people just underestimate how much there really is going on in Millville. And then I go out to the racetrack. I did the monster truck rally. I did the go-kart. I mean, there's things going on out there that people don't know about.
Yeah, that's true.
This was the Mystery on High, and then there's the Pineys and all kinds of different things going on. And that's one reason we created the website that we have with the calendar, so that people can keep up with all the different things. So there's a lot of positive things in Millville. I honestly believe there's so much more that can be done here, and there's so much more potential.
Well, and Bill, to your credit, you're publicizing that. You are doing very, very well and letting people know. I mean, everything you've done has been positive, and it's talking about the good things that we have. And I look at these and I think, oh my God, I forgot about that, or I forgot about this place. You know, and I try to support Millville businesses, obviously being downtown Millville. And, you know, many of those I do support. But it's just wonderful, and I'm proud of what you're doing, and I know that you love what you're doing. And, you know, I was really impressed the night that you and Lauren put together the downtown event at the Levoy. I know 4 of the new commissioners were there. The Chamber of Commerce was there, and, you know, lots of people to learn about what's going on. And we did televise it so we could show it again and again. And, you know, these are things that we have. But, Bill, thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks for having me, Jim.
And,
always
folks,
a pleasure to see you.
You too. Don't forget.
And I'm always hungry when I come on your show. You talk about food so much.
Well, I love the Queen, and I love El Guacamole.
I always leave here and got to go get something to eat. So.
Actually, I have a dinner meeting at
Well, there you go.
7:30, so that's where I'm going to go and have something to eat. But anyway, thanks, Bill Horn, for being here. Brian Narowski, thank you so much for doing a great job producing the show tonight. And we'll see you real soon, folks. Take care. Have a good night.
This has been a QBC television production, in association with our partners and sponsors. QBC broadcasts on Comcast Cable Channel 22, and live streams its programming on Facebook and YouTube. All rights reserved by Quinn Media and QBC, programming that serves the South Jersey market.